Hi guys, Billy here. I just want to show you my pond filter. I actually took out my jacuzzi in front because we're not using it as often, so I decided to make a koi pond out of the jacuzzi. So what I did was I googled all everywhere to find a decent bio and a mechanical filter. And the only one on the net was we have two drums, one drum on top here and one big drum at the bottom. Now, if you look at that system, it's very bulky, you don't have space, and so on. So I Googled quite extensively to find out what can I do. So I decided I'll design my own one and combined all the information that I found that was on the net. So yeah, firstly, this is a dustbin that you can get at any store and a small bucket on top. Now this says twofold. This one will catch up all the waste from the pond, the fish poo and all that stuff. This one you'll clean once a month, once every 1.5 months. But the biofilter you don't clean, you leave it because it takes about 7 to 8 months for the bacteria to grow in this one. So this is a very effective way. Instead of having two buckets next to each other, I decided I'll put two in one. It saves space, and this will be only the part one of the filter, as we're going to still incorporate or hide it away in a nice little pot that I'll make. The pot is easy, and we'll show that on a different video. So yes, this is the biofilter or the pond filter. I've tested it. The water basically goes into the top, goes right down to the bottom bucket. It filters up through all your material that you want to put into your mechanical filter. Then it flows over these two right down to the bottom of the tank, and it filters up and it comes out on these two holes this side. You'll see my pond will have two exits. I've only put on one. I still buy the other one for this side. And yes, let me open it up and show you how the biofilter or the pond filter works. Thank you. Right, now this is the mechanical filter on top. The lid comes off and let me put that down there. Inside the mechanical filter you have just a very ordinary plastic bowl. I borrowed from my wife, drilled it full of holes. Yes, got this PVC. You can use any size that basically you want, that what you prefer. This one I think we work in centimeters, is about 32 centimeters. I made a T-piece at the bottom, put a T-piece on, capped them, but I drilled holes on the one side and drills on the other side, so when the water comes in from the top, pushes all the way to the bottom and it comes out in different angles. This will keep all the waste hopefully at the bottom. Then then you'll put your material. You can choose whatever. I see on most sites they use these scrubbers, and then I've also got this that you get at your normal fish place, this cotton. So I'll first put the bigger scrubs in, fill it up with this all around, and then to top it on top, carpet. Under that carpet you've got the felt. You buy the very, very cheap felt. That will go last on top. So when it goes over, push it down under your thing there, and that will keep all the muck at the bottom. Right, you just take this out there, then I will dismantle it and show you exactly how it works. Right, now this is your mechanical filter. It basically just fits in there. You don't glue this on. You just push it back in there. Now this is your mechanical filter. If you look inside here, what I did was I just drilled the holes for the PVC piping. I did not buy screw-on ones. What I did was I took these fittings, your elbows, and I cut off about 5 millimeters, half of it off there. So this goes in there, and then you just glue it on there with your PVC glue, normal PVC glue that you can buy at any hardware store. It's PVC weld, and that will fasten it totally there on the side, and it won't leak. The water will go down, come up, and go through there, and it will go in. Now if you look closer to this side, what I did here was, right, let me just open the dustbin. Right, I've got another bucket inside, because the biofilter, to show that side, your crazy store or whatever store, you've got this kind of scrubbers that you can buy at any dollar store or cheap stores, that will go around the side for the biofilter. Now I just put these in. This is your normal gutter pipes, just to get your levels, because remember, the system works with gravity. So if you look at the 2-tank one, you have a bucket that is higher up, because it goes from there and it flows back into there. So this works the same way, but now you just got that same height inside. So I cut a hole in the lid, so this fits through to your exact height, and I measured up so that your outlet, that's very important, your outlet is exactly where your bottom part of your tank must be. So when you put your spacers in, it stands, and the bottom part, that's very important, must be the same height as your outlets, because otherwise you won't have pressure rise going down. Right, now this bucket basically makes sure the secondary bucket, so that you can remove this one without taking or destroying your biofilter. You don't want to clean the material that's compact inside there. That's going to stay there. You don't clean your biofilter. You're just going to clean your mechanical filter once every month, once every 2 months. It depends. You'll see it when it starts to pump, and how fast. You can just judge it where. Right, now let me just take this out. This is my spacers, and what I did was, yeah, exactly the same principle as what I did there. Borrowed one of my wife's bowls again. I just screwed it onto the top one, drilled holes in, and these ones fit in, because your water is going to drain from the mechanical filter down here to the bottom, and it's going to filter up through here. Once it filters up through there, then if you look down here, it's going to overflow out of these pipes. I have tested it. It works wonderful. Water goes in, filters through the first one, goes down, and it comes up and it filters out there. And basically, yes, this is a biofilter. The only important thing that you need to remember is that your top bucket, your mechanical one, must be the same height as your outlet. Otherwise you won't have pressurized system to force the water down. So what we're going to do is, now we're going to start assembling it, and I will take you through the process. So, and that's basically how it goes. So this goes on top, goes inside there. If you want to have it closer, just push it in there, elbow there, very cheap to build, and that's how it is. Let's come closer. Right, now let me just quickly start by adding a couple of mesh in there. Got some more this side. Push it nice and steady right through at the bottom. There, that's your like scrubbers. And I've already taken this out, that you can get at any fish store, like a cotton, and just basically building. You can use any material that you want. There's lots of information on internet that you can put in, and if you prefer to use, I know they call it lava stones or lava rocks and other stuff, you can use that, but we don't have that in South Africa, so we will use this. Now this is my first mechanical filter. So I've got my scrubbers in, I've got my cotton in, then I've got my felt, carpet felt. Push it, that it's underneath your exit points. I cut 2 of them. So that will be my primary filter. So the water will go in here, go to the bottom, filter up, and then go down to the bacterial, the biological filter, and it will come up and it will come out by these exit points. Right, now that we have placed our lid back, your mechanical filter is done. Now I bought these mosquito nets. You can use any material at the bottom, but mosquito net will work fine for me. So yes, bought 2 of them. We'll take out the metal ring, and then that will be placed for your primary, for your biofilter, first at the bottom. After we've put the net in, then we'll start packing these scrubbers, because that will hold your bacteria, and your bacteria will start to grow on these ones. Right, I've already put one of these mosquito nets in, so it's easy. Just take it. It goes around the second bucket that's inside there. That keeps all your biofilter stock inside. So just wrap it all around, and just goes down there. I will use a piece of pipe and just take it all the way to the bottom. Press it nice and firm inside, so that all the stuff is at the bottom there. Now, after that, we will start packing these ones all inside and make sure we got quite a bundle that I bought, so that this will be permanently inside the biofilter. And basically that is it. Right, now you see this is our container for our mechanical filter, the first one, and this will be our biofilter on the sides. Now we've put the scrubbers first, the mosquito netting all around at the bottom, and then we forced all these scrubbers in. Now your bacteria will grow inside this part, and that part does not get cleaned. What will happen is every time you need to clean, you'll only, when the lid's on, only take off and clean your mechanical filter. That's once to twice a month. And yes, this is how the filter will work. This is part 1. Part 2 is where we will hide this ugly dustbin and make it into a pot. How that will happen, it will be turned upside down, and we will take shade netting, show the shade netting there, like that, pull it over it, take cement, you make a nice slush cement mixture, and you basically paint the whole shade cloth, and it will form a nice hard cover foot that looks like a pot, because you can fold it into different kind of shapes and sizes and so on. Because you don't want just an ugly dustbin sticking out in your pond. It's going to be difficult to hide a dustbin. So yes, we're going to show in the second part how to create a nice covering for the pond, the filter, and that is basically how it is. So yes guys, we will close it now and show you the complete filter. If you look on top here, this is basically what you will see from the top. So as I said, the water will go in there, come up, come down here, go down these pipes, come down the secondary filter out, and it will come up, and it will come up from your exhaust holes that side. It's very easy. This, you don't glue these parts on. These just fit over the pipes so that they're nice and sturdy. In, and there is your biofilter, 2 filters in one, and it looks much better than your double one. And I hope you liked my video. If you like and subscribe. And yes, we do all kinds of building here, busy with the bobber, the helicopters, and we do all sorts of crazy stuff. But yes, haven't seen one of these filters on the net, so there's the first one. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, like and subscribe.